need the police. Yes. It's urgent.
Mum, you awake? How are you feeling?
Shouldn't you be at work?
Not due until later. Thought we could have some breakfast. What do you fancy? Tea? Coffee? Some juice?
I don't want anything.
Looks like it's going to be a nice day. Well, tolerable, at least. Why don't we go for a walk? Get some exercise. Or we could do our bit for the economy and head for the shops. Or we could really push the boat out and watch some telly.
I don't deserve you being so nice to me.
Mum.
I'll never forgive myself for hitting my little boy, never.
Don't worry about it. It's forgotten.
I won't forget it. I'm an awful mother and a useless wife.
Stop it. You're not doing yourself any good just lying there. Why don't you get up? Please.
What for? What have I got to get up for? Tell me that. It was really dreadful.
Are you alone?
No. The police are here, thank goodness. It's reassuring.
Let me know when they've gone and I'll come over.
Oh, yes, that's very kind of you. Perhaps later on in the day, maybe this afternoon.
Why?
Well, I've got the doctor coming to see me.
A doctor? There's nothing wrong, is there?
No, it's just a routine visit, but it's quite fortuitous. Because my nerves are in shreds. And that vase that your dear late father gave me on our 25th wedding anniversary, shattered. Pure vandalism.
That's awful.
That was vindictive, almost unforgivable.
Perhaps now you'll think seriously about moving. There's a nice sheltered accommodation place near.
I've told you before, I am not moving. Do you understand? Never. Oh, don't you worry about those things. It's only rubbish.
Are you all right, Lily?
Yes, why wouldn't I be?
You just look a bit glum. I get like that sometimes. I think life's so boring.
Excuse me, some of us have work to do.
Mill Health Centre?
Karen, it's Mum. I've tried everything. She's not responding. I don't know what to do.
Simon, calm down. Tell me what's the matter.
She's getting worse. She's just lying in bed.
Well, right.
The thing is, I was wondering if there was someone there you could send round to see her. She's not listening to me at all.
Well, Cherry's right here. Do you want to have a word?
No, not Cherry. Not after last time.
Well, what about Jimmy? I think he might have some spare time later. Do you want me to ask him?
Yeah, please. That'd be great. Thank you.
OK, don't worry. I'll sort it out and talk later. Bye.
Well, what is your verdict, Dr. Granger?
Well, your pulse rate's normal. There's no respiratory or heart problems.
Oh, why aren't you looking deliriously happy?
Well, seems like you lost quite a bit of weight over the last 3 months.
Don't you like my trim figure?
I'm concerned that you're not eating properly. How's your appetite? Are you getting 3 square meals a day?
Well, I do my best, but, well, sometimes I find that
Yes?
Well, I don't wish to be crude, but sometimes I can't keep the food down. It's the tummy. It feels like indigestion, only much worse.
I see. Well, it could be that the medication I prescribed you for your osteoporosis is irritating your stomach. So what I'll do is I'll find you an alternative and see how you manage with that over the next few weeks.
You think that'll do the trick?
Hope so. We'll have to wait and see.
Oh, thank you, Doctor. I'm so sorry about all this mess. Next time you come round, I'll try and make the place more presentable.
Please, don't apologise, Mrs. Rogers. This must be very upsetting for you.
It's more than a convenience than anything else.
Anything valuable stolen?
No, nothing. Oh, yes. My diamond brooch with a picture of my grandmother in it. It's not worth very much. It's a sentimental value which can't be replaced.
The people who did this should be... They tell me it's not the first time you've been burgled.
No, this is my third. No, my fourth break-in.
There you go.
I said I didn't want anything.
Well, it's there if you change your mind. Got a visitor later. You'll like Jimmy. He's a colleague of mine.
I don't want to see anybody. Leave me in peace. I just want peace.
What have the police done about it?
Oh, they drive past every now and again. But, I mean, they've got other things to do.
Well, they should be here more often. I mean, if they talked you through some security precautions at least.
Oh, yes, they've had a word. And they've introduced me to a very nice young man from the local victim support group. He suggested that I have bars put on my ground floor windows.
That's not a bad idea.
Oh, no, no. I'm not having my home looking like a prison.
What about a dog?
No. Dogs scare me.
Look, Mrs. Rogers, I know that you've lived here a long time, but you are quite isolated. Have you ever thought about...
Dr. Granger, I was born in this cottage, and the only way I'm going to leave is feet first.
What about your daughter? Can't she come and stay from time to time?
Not practical. I don't see her very often.
Is she local?
Yes, she lives in Lethbridge, but she might as well live on Mars as far as I'm concerned. We're not very close.
Well, perhaps I could speak to her, persuade her to come and visit more often.
Doctor, you have done enough already. I don't want you to be upset on my account.
All right, well, if there is anything more I can do, please call me. There's my mobile number.
Oh, thank you. You're a darling man. Oh.
I'll see myself out.
Oh.
Can I help you?
I hope so. Am I right in thinking that Dr. Hassan works here?
That's right.
I'd like to see her, if that's possible.
Do you have an appointment?
No.
I think that she's on home visits.
Oh, well, what time will she be back?
Oh, it's hard to say. Are you a patient here or here in a personal capacity?
Yes.
Yes, what?
Thank you. I'll wait.
Cavalry to the rescue.
Oh, no.
Ooh, have you seen his hairy chest? Do you think he's that hairy all over?
Karen, you're a married woman.
Oh, not in my dreams.
So what's the story between Mystery Man and Lily?
But this is it, we don't know.
We need someone to go over there and find out.
Me.
We know all the arts of deception. Go on, get the goods.
And make sure that the details are sorted.
Okay. Excuse me, I understand you're here to see a doctor?
Not a doctor, Dr. Hassan.
Can I ask what it's in connection to?
Lily!
Hello. Mr. Rodriguez. Maybe we should go through to my office.
What sort of style do you call that? Art depresso.
What happened to Jimmy?
He's on home visits today. Karen saw I only had paperwork to do, so she asked me to step into the breach.
That's not a good idea.
What is it with you and books?
Are you listening to me?
A few books, that's okay, but this is just clutter. Ask any estate agent.
Zara, thank you very much for coming, but I don't need you.
So I take it the patient's made a complete recovery.
No.
Right, lead the way.
I'm sorry. I don't feel comfortable with the idea of you assessing my mother.
What is it you think Jimmy can do that I can't? Upstairs, is she?
Zara!
You have a real talent for wasting time. You know that?
"10 years. You haven't changed.
You have. You've lost weight.
Well, I've learned not to eat my own cooking.
Do you still have that tapas bar off the Charing Cross Road?
Same bar, same staff, Almost.
Whatever happened to that waitress, the one with a foul temper?
I married her.
Oh.
It was a mistake. A very long and painful mistake. Happily now corrected. We were divorced last month. I'm now a free man. What about you? Do you still dance?
Now and then. It's not the same, though. Not like...
I understand. It's the same for me. We were superb together. The way our bodies moved.
perfect partners.
And now, do you have a partner?
You haven't told me yet what brings you to Leatherbridge.
I have a problem. With my heart.
Can you imagine what it's like to be rejected by someone you've shared most of your life with?
No.
The humiliation. It's so demeaning.
Yeah, right. Repetition. We get the gist. Can you move to a conclusion?
I think that's more or less it.
So, bottom line, you've been dumped. End of story.
That's my mother you're talking to.
Right now, she's my patient.
Can you show a little bit more respect, please?
Backseat driver, butt out. Right, so my diagnosis is this. You're in a malaise brought on by the current situation. If you want to make a recovery, it's very clear what you must do.
What's that?
Give your cheating, good-for-nothing husband a boot where the sun don't shine.
As far as I can make out, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with your heart.
Is that your opinion as a doctor or as a woman? Can you not feel what I'm feeling? Ah, the ache.
Javier, put your jacket back on.
Listen, we both know it's no secret that I was in love with you, but I let you go and I settled for second best.
That was years ago.
I'm not proposing to recapture the past. I only want to know if we have a future. Together.
We're different people now.
Are we? Do you remember how it was between us? How we danced? The beat. No tengo paisaje no para olvidarte.
Javier, what are you doing?
No tengo paisaje, no tengo patria, que al menos una patria. Ahora estás tú. Venga, chica. Yo bebo y bebo y bebo para olvidarte. No tengo.
No. No, you have to go.
I don't understand.
I've got a very busy day.
It's your lunch break.
I have patients to see.
Do you know, I swear I heard singing a moment ago.
Oh, it would appear that Lily's a fan of Strictly Come Dancing.
I'm not going. Not until we've talked.
Stay here. Dr. Granger, may I have a word?
You look abandoned. I like abandoned men.
Mum, don't listen to her. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Is that a fact?
I do think you're being a little too harsh.
Harsh? Do yourself a favour and drop the blindfold. It's perfectly obvious he's traded you in for a younger model.
How dare you? Besides, he has given his word. There's no one else involved.
Listen to yourselves. If naivete could be bottled, you'd make a fortune.
I think this consultation is at an end.
I'll be the judge of that.
Do you have anything else to say?
Look, I could prescribe antidepressants or sleeping pills, but I don't think either would be appropriate in this particular case.
So that's it. After your brilliant and insightful diagnosis, nothing.
I do have a suggestion.
And what's that?
Never you mind. Can you leave us now, please?
Excuse me?
Patient-doctor confidentiality.
I'll be all right.
Thank you. I'd like to prescribe the only medication that will be effective for a woman in your position.
What would that be?
Revenge.
Hello, Bertie. Ah, yes, 3:30, Haymarket. Yeah. Oh, and I also fancy Raging Bliss. Yes. Yeah, yes. I'll have a small bet on it. Say, 200 quid? Right. Thank you very much. Bye, Bertie.
Well. Talk about a switch. You're a sly minx on the side.
That wasn't what he looked like.
No, of course not. I often dance the fandango with my patients. I find it helps to break the ice.
Javier, Mr. Rodriguez, happens to be an old acquaintance of mine.
Oh, come on. Don't insult me. He's an ex, right?
Okay, we once...
Shared a few moments. Right. So what happens now?
What do you mean?
Well, there seemed to be some sort of mutual attraction thing.
You seem to forget I'm involved with Heston.
Oh, no, I'm not suggesting that you... Still.
What?
Lily, we're all human.
Yes.
But don't tell me you weren't tempted for a moment. Not even a little teensy-weensy nanosecond? All I can say is that if it were me, I would have seized the day.
That I can believe. Thank you. You're so gloriously childish. It really puts things in perspective.
So there's no one else in your life?
Footloose and fancy-free.
Lily.
Javier, shall we... We don't want to be disturbed. I think you should know that I already have someone in my life.
And this someone, do you love him? I see. Well, he's obviously a very fortunate man.
Should try telling him that. What's that?
Just in case you change your mind. Call me. Today, tomorrow, anytime.
Javier, that's not a good idea.
Just take it. It represents hope for us.
So, who was that then? An old flame?
More like an extinguished one. I'm sorry, but that kind of information is private.
Sue, I am trying to help you here. Do you or do you not have a joint bank account with your husband?
Since the first day we were married.
Drain it. Every last penny.
I'm sorry?
It is high time you looked after yourself for once. Live a little, spend a lot. You should treat yourself to a whole new wardrobe. I am talking shoes, handbags, the works.
I don't know. Have you any idea what you're asking me to do?
Yes. I'm gonna give you the number of a friend of mine. He's a divorce lawyer. He is a killer. By the time he is finished with Howard, he will not have the shirt on his back.
Don't you think that's going a bit too far?
Sue, listen to me. This is the man you gave the best years of your life to. You had a child with him, you raised the child with him, and how has Howard rewarded you? He chucks you away like an old rag.
Maybe...
How does that make you feel, Sue?
It's not right.
But how does it make you feel?
Bitter.
Is that all?
Angry. Angry.
Picture him, trampled in the dust. What are you gonna do?
Kick him. Again, and again, and again.
That's my favourite lady.
Dr. Granger, what are you doing here?
Well, it's my day to do a good deed, so here's your medication, care of the Granger Courier Express service at your service.
Oh, thank you very much.
Also, not too rich, not too bad for your tummy.
Oh, you're too kind.
Anything else while I'm here?
Oh, you spoil me, Doctor. You really do.
Well, someone's got to.
I don't want to feel ungrateful, but shouldn't you be looking after your other patients or something?
Well, I'm here to look after you. You all right?
Just don't be afraid, it's just my nerves.
Right, well, I'll get it.
Who are you?
I'm Daniel Granger, Mrs. Rogers' doctor.
I see you met my daughter, Sarah. Well, there's plenty of tea in the pot. I'll go and get another cup.
Remarkable lady.
Yes.
I gather you're rarely in this neck of the woods.
What?
Well, it seems that you don't visit your mother very much.
I'm busy. I have a kid. A life, okay?
Well, all the same, it would be good for your mum if you were...
Excuse me. What are you accusing me of?
Nothing. Just saying that your mum would benefit if you were around.
You don't know what you're talking about. Why don't you keep your opinions to yourself?
Now. Darlings, I don't want any discord in my house. What about a nice little cup of tea? Or did you say you had to be going?
Yeah, I'd better get back to the practice.
There you are, darling. Oh, for me.
It's your tablets.
Oh,
Well,
thank you.
you don't need that. You don't need those now, do you? What kind of person steals from their own mother? Someone going to tell me what's going on? Okay.
What are you doing?
Calling the police.
No, there's no need to. You don't understand. Sarah's not to blame. It's me.
We could always have him castrated.
Especially done by a vet.
Too good for him. I'll use a tin opener.
Take care. I'll pop in and see you sometime.
Please do. You'll always be welcome. Thank you, Zara. You've been a real tonic.
I'd like to have a word with you, if you don't mind.
I don't see why you find it so difficult to understand this. I arranged with Sarah to do the break-in, steal various items, then I claim the value back on my content insurance.
Right.
You'd do the same if you had to live on my meagre pension.
Oh, come off it, Mum. You'd be all right for money if it wasn't for your gambling. Ask her how much money she's blown on the racetracks.
What I don't understand is why so many burglaries. Surely if you'd done it in one fell swoop, you would have made just as much money.
Well, honestly, it's not just the money, it's the visits.
The visits.
Visits from the local victim support group. I look forward to it because I get desperately lonely. Not that you'd care. You'll know what it's like one day to feel desperate for company. Any company.
You like company, all right, especially if it's from men. The younger, the better. She'll do anything to cop a feel, mucky old duck.
Madam, you washed your mouth out.
Because if you really felt lonely, you'd have moved out long ago into sheltered accommodation.
Oh, don't tell me that you're being concerned. All you want is you hope that I'll sell the cottage so you can have some of the proceeds.
And why not? After the upbringing I've had. Not a penny spent on me because it all went to the bookies.
Stop your whining. You've earned a tidy little sum out of the burglary selling my stuff on.
Except for the brooch. You had to have that back, didn't you, grasping old witch?
Well, that had sentimental values.
Like the vase. I want you to know I took great pleasure in smashing that. And do you know why? Because I'm sick of doing your dirty work and taking all the risks. But no more. It stops right now.
That's one thing that we can all agree on.
Please, Doctor, there's no need to phone the police. No, really, after all, nobody's been hurt, no harm's been done. Oh, dear Dr. Granger, can't you turn a blind eye? I mean, you're such a darling man. Next time you get a notion to do a good deed, don't.
And another thing.
Don't you ever come up for air?
Do you have any idea of the damage you've caused here today? Is everything a game to you? You come swanning into my home.
Doing you a favour.
And instead of treating my mother in a professional manner, you resort to your own homespun, third-rate quack therapy.
Sue is better now, if you haven't noticed.
No, she's not better. That's the point. You've turned her into a monster. You've made a delicate situation a lot worse. If she were to follow your advice, both my parents' lives would be ruined.
Now listen, Simple Simon. You wouldn't have any idea how women deal with a situation like this. She needs to get angry, get revenge. It's part of the process. She needs to find strength and self-worth in the days to come. Not that you'd know anything about either of those. Frankly, I think I've done rather a good job.
Newbie?
This is Michelle. She's studying English here too.
I always say a smile from our Ruth is the only prescription that most of our patients ever need.
You really ever said that?
Mum, don't do this.
Go to work, Simon. I know what I'm doing.
No, you don't. It's Zara winding you up.
I never meant to hurt you.
Wedding plans are in jeopardy later at one final date with the Land Girls today at 5:15, which means Anne Robinson's waiting in the wings next on BBC1 Scotland with The Weakest Link.